Just OJ over here from PlayerEssence, and welcome to another PE Nintendo Switch news video. Today I've got some great information for you, so let's go ahead and get right into it. So Yacht Club Games has discussed moving away from the Shovel Knight franchise. So here's what they had to say in a recent interview. Here's the question first. Some time ago, Yacht Club Games confirmed that in 2017, you would work on a completely new project. Can you give us a little preview of what we could expect from it? Will it be completely different from Shovel Knight? And here's the answer. It will probably be something that is very different than Shovel Knight, but it still retains our distinctive Yacht Club flavor. Nintendo made Mario, Zelda, and Metroid, but they are all distinctly Nintendo. I'd love to make another franchise that people even love more than Shovel Knight. So this is actually pretty cool. Shovel Knight's been out since 2013, so it's going on 4 years now that Shovel Knight has been out there and they haven't really done anything else. They've been adding new free content updates. They had amiibo support. There's all sorts of stuff that they've been doing with the Shovel Knight franchise. The Spectre of Torment DLC that's exclusive to Nintendo Switch at this point, then it's coming to other platforms. So they are bringing in new content, but Shovel Knight was a huge success. They made a lot of money off of Shovel Knight, so I can see why they're stretching that out a bit. You want to make sure that everyone who possibly is interested in this franchise purchases it so you can actually fund that next new game, because believe it or not, even though they're an indie developer, they made a lot of money, they still need to fund their games. Now here's the thing, it'll be interesting if they go through Kickstarter for this new game, because they have made a lot of money off of Shovel Knight. Will they fund it themselves? Will they go to Kickstarter route? I personally think that they should probably go to Kickstarter route, just so you don't bank everything on this game. If they go Kickstarter, everyone loves them, they all know that they do quality games, and I think a lot of people will be able to hop on and just basically fund this game for them. So I'm thinking that they're going to go Kickstarter route for their next one. If they don't, that's cool too. They can also do that. But I know like Shantae and the Pirate's Curse, that went Kickstarter even after successful games that they've done before with Shantae. So I do think that they're going to go to Kickstarter route, and we could see their new project this year. I think that'd be really cool to see what they're doing outside of Shovel Knight. Alright, and moving on to the next topic here. So Pocket Rumble was supposed to launch this March, but it seems like there's going to be an indefinite delay. This is the fighting game that's coming out for the Nintendo Switch, and right now they say that they are currently unable to comment on the release date of Pocket Rumble. As soon as that changes, we can and will post more information. So something went wrong, or Nintendo decided to say, hey, you're gonna move out just because of Snake Pass and also because of Has Been Heroes, which I actually purchased right here. So that could be a thing. Obviously, you want to make sure that you set your games up for the best in part to sell, and the actual indie games that came out this March for the Nintendo Switch were really good. We obviously had Blaster Master Zero that came out 1 week after the Nintendo Switch launched. Then we have Snake Pass. We also have Has Been Heroes. So there has been quite a number of games that have came out between the launch of the Nintendo Switch and the end of March here. So maybe they're trying to just free up a little bit of space. Maybe there was something wasn't quite ready and they didn't want to put it up against Has Been Heroes and Snake Pass. From what I understand, there's a little bit of a battle going on between Snake Pass and Has Been Heroes as far as what people are going to buy on Nintendo Switch. And a lot of people are telling me, hey man, I'm going to go out there and buy Snake Pass. So it seems like Snake Pass might have the leg up based on the competition and what else is coming out. So I can understand if Nintendo says, hey, let's delay this a little bit more, or if they just say, hey, we need to make sure that we need to polish some things up before we release this, because this is going to be online too. Make sure the net code is good and all of that. So we'll see what happens with it. I was actually excited for the game, but at the same time, as far as indie titles go releasing in this March, I think it's a good idea if they just move it over to April, maybe launch it somewhere near Mr. Shifty or something like that. All right, and move on to the next article here. The developers of Rocket League are evaluating whether to bring the game to the Nintendo Switch. So here's what they had to say in a recent interview, quote, just like all the other platforms, we are evaluating it. We're looking to see what the technical requirements are. We're looking to see what kind of true community demand there is. We're looking to see how it would benefit the community as a whole. So we're still in the evaluation phase. It's definitely too early to say that it wouldn't happen, but it's also definitely too early to say that it would. I think we've shown over time we're a community-based company, and so what we're doing first is seeing what kind of impact that would have and who needs it and who wants the game, and we'll go from there, Dunham said. Luckily, the platform has only been out for a month, so we have plenty of time to look and see how it's doing and what our audience wants. So I have a couple issues with what he's saying here. A lot of this is just PR speak. This is not really anything of significant value to the consumers out there. When you put out a game on a new platform, it's not about what the existing community wants, right? It's about kind of expanding the community, because you already have a really successful game. Now, I can understand if the game comes out and maybe on the platforms people don't buy it, but that's not the case here. This is a very successful big game. People are playing it on their PS4s, their Xbox Ones, and their PCs. It's about expanding. It's about doing new things to new consumers. You're already successful. The community is already set. This should be all about expanding and getting more consumers in. Nintendo Switch is a portable and it's a home console. With your game Rocket League, being able to take it anywhere and play is a big advantage over the other platforms, and I'm pretty sure there's a lot of people who want to play some portable Rocket League, especially considering the type of game that it is. As far as the technical requirements and all that, I understand. I see what he's saying there. You still need to see what type of resources you have. I know they're doing other things as well, so they're not like this huge company at this point with tons and tons of developers, so I can understand from the technical perspective and what he's saying. The only thing that I disagree with him saying, oh, well, what the community wants, it's about expanding the community. It's about understanding the type of opportunity that you have with the Nintendo Switch, being able to take a game anywhere you want. That's so different than just being able to play stationary at home. So I can understand half of what he's saying, but the other half don't quite agree. But we'll see if Rocket League comes to Nintendo Switch. That game runs on Unreal Engine 4. Obviously Nintendo Switch supports Unreal Engine 4. Snake Pass is an Unreal Engine 4 game, so we'll see what happens in the future. Alright, and moving on to the last bit of news. Warner Bros. Has actually said that the Nintendo Switch version of Lego City Undercover doesn't need a download to play. So this is the reason why, before I get into what they say, this is the reason why I still said we need to wait and see. So there's still a little bit of uncertainty and unclarity on this based on what they say here. I think we still need to wait and see. So there could be optional patches, there could be DLC, there could be stuff that they could be adding on to it, because it does say May. So that's why I clearly said we need to wait and see on this one, because it wasn't 100% clear. So Warner Bros. Has came out and said players who purchase Lego City Undercover on the Nintendo Switch at retail do not need to download the game to play. It's going to be a 7.1 gigabyte held game on the cartridge, and you may have to download some stuff for extra additional content or whatever the case is. Maybe there's faster loading times. Who knows? But please wait until we get official announcements, until we get things before you say this is 100%. I understand I've been guilty of that sometimes too, kind of jumping the gun, but we just need to be careful, and I'm trying to do the best job that I can to be careful before I jump the gun and say this is something. So that's why I was a little hesitant on my last video about the whole matter, and I clearly said we need to wait and see. So obviously looking at this here, you can buy the game retail and you don't have to download anything at all. There might be some optional stuff that you can have in there, but if you buy it at retail, just like they say here, you do not need to download to play the game. So we still need to wait and see what that 13 gigabytes or what that up to 13 gigabytes is. We still could get somehow backdoor swindled. I'm not sure, but once again, we need to wait and see completely for the story. But based on what they're saying here, you can just purchase the game at retail. You do not need to download the game to play, so you can just play it right there. So we'll see what happens with this when the final game launches on April 4th here in the United States. Alright guys, that wraps it up for this video here. Go ahead and hit that like button if you did like it. Let me know you guys want more content like this going forward in the future, and subscribe to PlayerEssence for the latest news, reviews, discussions, and more. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll catch you ninjas for the next video. Peace!